If you in here, can you type hi down in the chat so I can see if my headphones work for reading? Okay, thank you, Matthew. So I have Tickfinity hooked up and it's inside of my headphones. I am trying to refine space for all of my seedlings. Let me see if I can move my camera so you can see them. I got a room full of seedlings here, emptying off a shelf and about to put them in here because I'm in Michigan. So our frost date isn't until April 29th. So basically May, before any of this stuff can make it outside. And I think I have 15, 30. I got about 50 things right here that started, and I pretty much have probably another 75 things to start. So the little shelf that I had over on the side of my pantry is not going to work. So now I'm dumping off another shelf, and I'm just basically mucking around mad. Got to figure out another way to do this, and just trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because I cannot lose all of these plants that I done started. So I'm pissed, but I'm working. I hope y'all having a better day than I am. So I got this nice big shelf over here in this whole room. Wait, let me try to move back so it'll make sense of what I'm talking about. So this whole room is, oh, you got a sick chicken. Uh-oh, you know what that means, Jordan, them sick chickens. I will try, if I have a sick chicken, to remove it from the other chickens. I put it in its separate cage or separate area near the chickens and give it some apple cider vinegar, along with its, and its water, just a little bit, along with, its food and just some extra care, and pretty much give it like 24 hours to see if it turns around. Because after that, you got to figure out how long you're going to care for it. Normally, as long as they butts aren't pasty, that kind of stuff, that's the first thing I check for, to see how clean they are. Yeah. Oh, it's in quarantine, so it's, yeah. First thing I check is them butts, because that normally is like almost 99% of the time what it is. And I don't know why it would be one over another, but I ended up taking a tote. I found, matter of fact, this is one of them. Let me show it to you. This isn't the one that I use for my chicken, but this is the size of the tote. And the lid, I cut a whole lot of it. So when I'm trying to clean the big chicken's backsides, I can stick their head, but the rest of their body can be down inside of this. And this is like the perfect size of it. They don't flap around much because they feel like kind of tightening and closed in hell. And that'll give me a minute to get anything soaked off of the backside. Here I am complaining, Jordan, and you got a whole sick chicken. So I guess I should just shut up and go ahead and put these seeds where they're supposed to be. Say, at least it's not an animal, they're just seeds. I am now moving everything from one side of the pantry to the other side of the pantry so I can use the deep shelves that I have on this side. But like my can and stuff and all of that, I keep it here because I'm usually in the sink I'm usually in the sink. So I bought these shop LED lights from Menards, but I also have my regular grow light, and I'm trying to figure out. Thanks, Much. I also have grow lights like this. Wondering if I should use this one again or go ahead and use the cheap ones, because these seem like they take a lot of power, but they do have a fan. This is a really big, like heavy duty grow light. I'm already using one of them. Like I said, now if I move all my plant stuff, when I get ready to come in here and can something, then I have to dig all of my canning stuff out, and I kind of had it right where I want it, but I tried to set them up over here temporarily on these little shelves. Let me see if I can move y'all back. But these little shelves right here, I could only get 2 trays on here, but this is the light that I have, and it's like I said, it's a big light, and then it has that white light, and it also has the red and stuff in it. But I think that that one light should light up the entire shelf. Oh, sorry, giving y'all motion sickness over here, because this is what I'm about to use is this bottom shelf down here. So this shelf is a lot wider, which means I can fit more. I'm hoping that that one light will be, it should be, because that's a much heavier light. I just don't know how I'm going to hang this light because this shelf is made different. I'm so frustrated trying to figure this out. I'm frustrated because my tomatoes have started to, you know, pop on up right here, y'all. You see my tomatoes? So I got a couple of them that have popped up. And then, of course, I got my loofah for the loofah challenge. I did plant those 2 loofah seeds. Where my loofahs at? There they go. My little loofahs, they both have come out really nicely now today. So now we got the other 3 seeds that we have to wait. One thing I know now is not to go through all of that trouble when I'm planting my loofah. All the soaking and clipping and just put the doggone seed in the dirt, because that was the one that won in the end. And it germinated fast. It didn't even take, what was that, 5 days? Hey, Farmer Shay, how you doing? Nope, I have it in 1 cup, and I'm using these doggone, what do you call these? Roasting pans. Because I refuse to go buy anything else. So listen, I haven't grown in solo cups in years and years. Because I got to a point where I was buying all of these different supplies. But then I started seeing all of y'all in the group and y'all back in the cups. And I was like, you know what? Let me go back to the cups. It's got the holes on the side of the shelf. But you see how small the light is? So I guess I got to go all the way from that. I do have some chain, small chain around here somewhere. But again, somewhere. Where is that? But I want to see if this will light everything up. Because if this won't, then I do have these shop lights. And whatever I bought these shop lights for, they didn't get used for that. And this is like really light. So putting this under here would be easier. I could even put some double-sided tape on this, but then I can't move it up and down. So I don't necessarily need it to be up and down because it'll cast more light this way. And these lights, even though they're smaller, these little lights get warm. This grow light has fans on the back of it, so you can't attach it up flat. Because if you do, then you mess up the, I just dropped that, it might not even work. The fans on the back of this grow light, I don't know what would happen if I can't get it up too close. So the question is, will this light up everything down here? Because if it will, then I don't have to, let me get y'all to come down. Then I can use this one light. I can make up my mind on which light I'm using. This one of them old, I don't know, like utility shelves, and it's super deep. Actually, it's more of a pain to use this shelf over here with this stuff on it because the condiments and stuff fall back there and then you can't find them. So it really should be on a more shallow shelf. Okay, let's see. If I use this light, oh yeah, this light right here will light up everything down here. There is some shadowing, but I have 2. Let me see. If I use the little fluorescent lights, let's see what this little light do. I don't even know how you turn the damn thing on. Where's the switch? Oh, something. Oh, that's good too, right? I don't have to use that other light. I can save that light for when I find the other tent. But this will be good enough for this. This is only one of them. I think I went into Menards and these lights were like $6 or $7. Moved everything around in here because I know, again, this is the pantry, laundry room, canning room, everything. I know that I have some double-sided tape in here. Should be right here. Since this is the catch-all room. Ha-ha! Gorilla tape or whatever this is. Alien tape. I do have some. Now I feel better. Let's see how old this tape is. Oh, look, it's a new roll. Let's hook this up and see what we get. I hope this just lets me take this up here, and it's just a done deal. Nice and simple. All right, where's the stupid light? We're going to see how this alien tape really works. I want to say we used it a couple times, and for what it said it was going to do, like it was going to attach to brick and all of that. Now, we knew that was a tail, and it did not. And I ended up having to drill into whatever it was I was doing. Wonder if I should put this in the front, back, middle. We're going to go with the middle, because then I can use one light. All right. The shelf up under the bottom of this shelf is a little bit warped because of the stuff above it sitting on it. But I got the light on there. So we're going to see how long it holds before it falls down. All right. For all of y'all people that can, I don't know how y'all store your can and lids, but this is how I store mine. Dollar store paper towel holders. Hold your lids. Just in case anybody had been looking for a solution for that. All right, let's plug you in. Let's see how much stuff I can. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see how much stuff I can pack under here now. Y'all see? Let me get y'all a full view down here. Yeah, I think I saw somebody on, you know what, probably on TikTok, Pinterest, something like that. Oh, they were storing their craft ribbon. And I was like, ooh, craft ribbon, it's got a hole in it. Let me put my tops on it. Y'all already out. Can I get one more in there? I'm gonna try. Nope. Okay, let's try turning them around. Ugh. Let's do. Yep, that'll work. But I'm still looking on. Oh shoot! I can still only get 4 in here. All right. Well, I was using 2 shelves on the other side for that. So this will do. It'll give me some time. And then I got loofah and other little small things that's in here. So I'm going to have to clean the next shelf off in order to do the stuff that I wanted to start today. All right. Let me make sure everybody is laying down so that they can get water under the bottom. It's not that bad. Huh. Okay. Just get it over with. Okay, all of my plants are tilted over. Thanks for getting your heart made. Okay. Thanks for the popular. Okay. So, I can get 4 shelves and I can get these little, what are these, bunt pans? Little aluminum bunt pans. All of this stuff is stuff that I had sitting around here, just in piles for heyday of the parties. We haven't had a big party in a while. What up, though? Who was that? That's somebody from Michigan right there. Oh, there, Miss Trisha. Yes. Yes, they all have holes in them. That's why I didn't do the double cup, because I just did the whole. No need for me to use 2 cups. And then if I use the other cup, I didn't want to do all that. I want to keep my cups. And again, I had these pans sitting around doing nothing. And even with this, the pan just need to be cleaned out and it can go back to whatever else I'm doing. And I'm sure, so when we used to have parties, we used to go and buy like these pans. And then we had these, there was one certain food container that we liked. And at some point, we stopped buying the food pans. Uh-oh. Okay, y'all. Y'all see the light? That's how long it lasted. Everything was going good. This light hot. So that means the light ain't gonna work. We're gonna have to find another way. All right. Now we got to find a solution. That shelf. All right, all right, all right. What can I do? I got this lip here. I got a lip there. That's metal. I can drill into metal. Gosh darn it. Okay. Let's see if we can find a solution. I can cheat. This'll work. We about to jimmy rig because I got some twine from my hay bales. And it'll work for me. And it's long enough should be to go across this shelf and come back down the other side. So, hello. Hey, Sophie. There we go. Let's see. Is this mess gonna work? Yeah, this is some Jimmy Rig stuff. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to cut a piece of wood. But if this doesn't work, this has what I'm gonna say, a 1-inch lip on it. So what I'll do is take some scrap 1x2, run it across. This is metal. I got metal tapping screws, and then I'll be able to have a piece of wood, and then I can actually put the hooks in here and then attach this from up under there. Yeah, me too. You see, I was already done with this part of it for today, and I wanted to start some new stuff, and I went to go look for my tent, and the dog ate the tent up. I thought I was going to set it up in the garage and really have plenty of room. I think I fit about 400 like cups in there on the back wall, 400 pots. But those pots were still smaller than this. They were like 3-inch because I didn't start. I don't normally start in the little bitty seed trays or things anymore, only because I just don't like it. It works. I just don't like when I transplant it because it's so small, because I have to start so early in the house, and then I never know, even though the frost date is supposed to be April, it can still snow here whenever it feel like it. So I'm always a little off with moving something outside, and by that time, I have a lot of roots, so I just a while ago moved up to just growing them in the bigger little 3-inch and 2-inch pots right from the beginning. So the only thing I will put in like the little pieces are going to be all of my herbs, and the herbs and stuff. I don't know who that is. My herbs and stuff are going to go inside of the smaller ones, because I'm planting a lot of herbs this year, and I am going to go and replant them throughout the forest in the apothecary garden. So I want to have a lot of plants so that it fills up. All right, so no matter what, I still got to clean this shelf off, so I'm losing this shelf, but I was going to clean it off anyway so that I can use it. All right. This gonna work, y'all. Uh-oh, what's that noise? Okay. Was that a gift or something? Because it didn't read it to me. Okay. Now, it could be done reading to me because the version of Tickfinity that I am using is the free version. And the free version gives you, I believe, 75 messages. That's the good thing about clearance shopping. You're either a hoarder or you have some good stuff when you need it. One or the other. And I guess it all depends on you actually getting a chance to use it. Alright. That's going to work for now. That's going to allow me to be able to turn my plants on tonight, next couple days. So, right now, they are running 16 hours on, 8 hours off. So my plants go on at they go on at 7 p.m. or at 7:05 p.m. and then they go off at noon. My time is set like that because here in Michigan, if you have DTE Energy, between 3 and 7, they have what they call peak rates, where they charge you a little extra per kilowatt. Now, I don't know if it's 2 cents or 35 cents, but around here between 3 and 7, We'll be right back. Right around here between 3 and 7, we ain't washing no clothes. We try to turn as much stuff off as we can, and then after 7, everything else comes on. Who is that asking me that? That is Black Noise 100. What's up? Around here, I have a bunch of tomatoes. I got some loofah and a couple of peppers so far. So I have a planting plan, and each week that means that I have to either start something, do something with something. So right now, all of the tomatoes that I'm growing now are anything that matures that has I think I'm at 80 days. So the first set that I started, which was probably no, first time growing loofah indoors, yeah, because I got some seeds from somebody in the seed swap. Anything that took 90 to 100 days, I did those first, and then last week I started anything that was 80 days to maturity. This week I'll be doing 75 days, and I go by the maturity date and not just the frost date, because what I learned is that I messed it up when I was doing the frost date, because I had all of these different types of tomatoes and I was just waiting on the frost date when I put them out there. So now I have this tomato that's pretty good, and then it's like a month or two later before I get the other tomato. So what I've learned to do is take the whole maturity date of a seed. So if it says it takes 120 days, I count back from that, and then I start planting. Yeah, you're sitting up here with a thing full of I got a thing full of lettuce, and I don't have no tomatoes. Or do I got this tomato, but then I don't have the cucumbers? So I stopped going by just the frost date, and I start going by the maturity date with the frost date. Because the only thing the frost date means for me, April 29th, is that basically around April 29th, I should be able to take these outside to start hardening them off, because I do have a high tunnel this year. But just waiting on that doggone, no, they're not supposed to have no light right now. I only turned that on so I could see where I was at. Somebody said, wait a minute. I'm messing up this thing. I thought there was a question that I was going to go back to. You got time, right? Yeah, okay. Snail rolls. I tried the snail rolls one time, and listen, first of all, let me say, whatever way you choose to grow is whatever way you choose to grow is how you should grow, and try different things. I tried the snail roll, but as you can see with all this junk, canning, crafting, and all of that, snail rolls didn't work for me. Because I literally put the stuff on there, and you know how you walk past something? I watered it for about a week, and then I would walk past it going, why is that pile of, what is that right there? I forgot, and just stopped watering it. So I can't say the snail roll didn't work for me. I did not properly take care of that snail roll. I mostly do a lot of direct sowing, but now that we have the greenhouse, I'm trying to refigure out what is going to give me maximum supply. So far, like I said, I created this super huge plan, and so that I didn't go crazy, the plan has daily tasks, weekly tasks. So in the way that I have it written out is that by the end of it, I should have everything pretty much in their place. I can't even tell you how many plants are actually going. This is not it, because I haven't started all of the tomatoes, but I think I have 16 varieties of tomatoes, and it's going to be about 51 plants. And so to keep it all organized, let me show you that. Wait, babies. So believe it or not, I had my plan break down, like I said, daily and weekly tasks. So, and at certain times, so I watch TV, at a certain time. So I got up and I labeled all of my cups. So each cup represents a plant. So for this one, it's 1, 2, no, that can't be it. Nope, that's the second set of aromas. So there's 2 aromas, 4 Jersey Devils. That's a tomato. There go the other aromas. So I think it's 6 aromas. Moscovich, Bing Cherry, Spoon, and Grape Atomic. So I labeled all of my cups. Each cup represents a plant. And so whenever my little timer tells me that my next task is to come and to plant like the Romas, I know exactly how many Roma plants I'm going to have. Now, I also, drop 2 seeds, mostly 2. I don't really never drop 3. If the 2 don't germinate, I can come back and then drop 1. So when I have those 2, I will come in and thin 1, but I replant that 1. And this year, yesterday I did my little class on how to make money with seedlings. So though clipping a seedling is letting it go, I just pull it out and give it its own cup. When I give those their own cup, instead of it being marked like the rest of these, it gets an X on it to say extra, because my numbers are like kind of exact. Same thing, the next I have peppers that I have to plant every couple of days. So I got Keystone, Coral, Shishito, Red Bell, but everything is already done for those. I think next week I have to label like the cups for the next thing, and then a couple of days later I planted. I had like 6 plants. That's all I had to do was plant 6 plants for today, and then I was done. That was all that I needed to do. But because of the tent thing, I'm in here doing all this extra work. So I got that set up. I'm going to clear off this shelf, get my next set of stuff set up so that, because I got stuff to plant for the next couple of days and I need the room. And I don't want to end up like this, in the room mad, trying to plant it at the last minute. And as you can see, I have basically torn up the entire pantry, laundry room. This is my catch-all room. So I done basically tore it up in here. It's stuff everywhere. I got to figure out where all my can and stuff gonna go now. Fucking bow. Sophie getting them lettuces down. Yeah, girl. So lettuce, I direct sow. I think I got lettuce, Swiss chard. Dang it. Let me think of what I have. Yeah, yeah, me too. I got to get that lettuce down early. And then when fall comes, I get a second chance at lettuce. So anything that got to go down now before it's too hot, you get a second chance and you can do a second cropping of it, in September, October, if you do it quick enough. But I think I have, I wonder how many plants. You know what? Hold on. Let me see. Next, I got to go live on my tablet. But I use GoodNotes as my little drawer. And then I use another program for my projects. But for lettuce, I have okra, bush beans. Ooh-wee. So I have, in bed 9, I am going to have 4 rows, 180 plants. In bed 10, 3 rows, 180 to 200 plants of spinach. Bed 11 is arugula, 3 rows of 180. Radishes, 4 rows, 480. Turnips, 4 rows, 180. So if I don't get organized, there is no way this is working. Bed 14 is a spinach and lettuce mix. It's 180 plants of spinach and 180 plants of lettuce. And this is how I picture, oh, you can't see that good. This is how I picture my beds out. After I come up with the plan, then I go and I draw them. But in the plan, it also told me, I worked out where to plant stuff. And then from experience of what I planted last year and the year before, how I intermingle them. So this was my whole first draft. This is to represent my high tunnel. So I have, 14, 7 and 7. So I have 14 rows. They are 30 inches wide, 32 feet long. All of my walkways are 18 inches wide. So the gray stuff is the walkway and the green stuff is the bed. Each bed is numbered, and it's the east side and the west side. And you got the little red stuff, which is my door and my solar panel. And this was like the full first draft. And this is like the plant placement draft. So all of those beds, it shows where the plants go in which bed. And there's a reason for that, because like this is, let me make it bigger. So this up here at the top is the west side of planting. So I plant stuff different on the west side and on the east side. The north and south is from side to side. And I think I got oh yeah. So right here in the middle where you see that this little red stuff in the green, those are the tomato and the pepper rows. And last year I had tomatoes over at the end of the high tunnel. And what happened with that is when my vines got tall, because the ends of the high tunnel, they're high, taller than me, but then the roof goes up. So I had plants curving. So this year we're going to move the tomato and the cucumbers into the middle of the high tunnel. That way they can go all the way up. Marie H, this is just good notes. Plain old good notes on the tablet. I just draw everything out in good notes for this. But on my B side, which is so I have an early spring garden, and that's all the lettuce and all of that different stuff. It's kind of my market garden. So that side I do something different with, because that stuff I'm going to grow, cut it down to get that first spring before it gets too hot. Maybe get 2 plantings of the exact same thing right there. But then as it starts to get hot, then a lot of the stuff from side A, so now I can pop tomatoes and stuff like that over on the other side. So they kind of flip back and forth, which I have a whole different thing for that same side when July and August start. So I reuse the same beds. I just keep moving them, and see, there's the fall repeat. Again, I think there's one thing I'm not going to repeat in fall that I do start off with in early spring. So I go back and forth. But again, if I don't plan this out, there's no way I can grow all of those plants. Here is my water draft. So it shows all the little blue. It shows where I am going to place my water. I'm not sure this year, so I drew it in to reuse all of my water barrels, or if I'm going to do something else. We already had the water barrels, and I really don't want to change up what we're doing on the inside. We already use IBC totes on the outside to fill up the water. We take the water from the IBCs and we fill up all of our little blue barrels inside of here. And the barrel does not take up any space. And I try to keep from taking up space in my high tunnel, because my high tunnel is for growing. It's not for everything else. So I try to make sure I don't put a lot of big stuff in there. But once I have the full plan and all of that, then I have the bed by bed plan. And like, this is my bush beans. So I got Blue Lake 274s in this bed. And that represents, I can't remember how many plants it is, but if I count these, I'll know how many it is. I think that because I was using this, it wouldn't let me make them smaller so that I can put the exact right amount in it. So I have it on my piece of paper. And so if you've been with me before, you heard me talking about using a QR code on my garden beds. This is why I use the QR code. So if I put a QR code sign on this bed, when I'm out there working, I can go by with my phone, snap it, go into my other app where I actually take care of everything. And in there, I can do notes and I can say, okay, the beans didn't go good here. The beans on the west burned up, that kind of stuff. So, that's how I use that. And that's why I use the QR code for it, because otherwise I was writing stuff down on like Post-its and notes and stuff like that. And you know good and well, I couldn't find those Post-it notes, or they was in my pocket and then I never made a note of stuff. And I had to try to remember. And I don't remember everything too good. Here is bed number 2 on that, I think that's the west side. And this bed is cucumbers. It's the Market More, the Boston pickling, and the bunching onions. And as you can see, cucumbers and are on this side. And there's 2 different kinds of cucumbers. That's why they color coded. And then all of the bunching onions is on that side. So because the cucumbers are vining, I'm only growing them on one side of the trellis, but I didn't want the other side of the trellis to go to waste. So there, we threw onions there. But also the cucumbers and the onions sit next to the pole beans, right? So you got cucumbers, you got onions, then you got beans. They create a blockage on both sides that I need for other plants. So if in the event that my cucumbers have some type of a disease, instead of it being able to possibly spread all the way across, the beans on the trellis's job is to try to block and make those bugs turn around because there aren't any more cucumbers right next to it, if that makes sense to anybody. So then I come in with the tomatoes and the peppers. And again, I got tomatoes on one side, peppers on the other side. Then I have some herbs and stuff that will be companion planting at the bottom of them. That's what the little triangles are for. But now I got my cucumbers all the way over here. I got my beans separating them. Then I have a set of tomatoes, and the tomatoes it's pepper on this side, tomato on this side. But then bed number 5 is again another row of tomatoes and peppers. So I got a whole set of tomatoes here. Then I got a set of peppers. Then the next row is a set of tomatoes. Then the next set is a set of peppers. Those are also not all planted all together, because if something takes out my first row of tomatoes, it's got to work to get over to that next row of tomatoes. So everything is broken up so that I can try to fight the pests and keep half a crop alive and stuff like that, because it does happen. This is all okra. 2 different kinds, mostly Clemson, because that's the one we like. The other one, I don't even remember what I bought. And then we go back to bush beans. And bed number 7, those are provider beans going there. Now, this whole side, beds 1 through 8, is my cannon garden. So everything is grown over here because I want to be able to, I want the beans so I can make my baked beans and all of that. But this side is all cannon. The other side of the garden is my market garden. That's the stuff that I really want to sell a lot of. So those things turn over quick. That's why I sell that. Like lettuce, I can plant a set of lettuce, harvest that lettuce, and then plant another set of lettuce. Or I can plant, it's like you see, I got 180 plants twice. I can plant 60, wait a week, plant 60, wait a week, plant 60, and then I can harvest on different schedules and then throw them back in again. Some of those are cut and come again that I use too. Somebody asked me something. So obviously my Tickfinity stopped working. So that means that I made it to my 75 messages because I didn't hear the last thing pop up. That's what you get for free is 75 messages. Miss Trish, what you using for trellis? Oh, so this year I'm going to go ahead and go back to cow panels. I used cow panels before, but then when I was building something for the chickens, I stole the cow panels. So now I got to go buy some more cow panels. So I'm going to use T-posts and cow panels. Cattle panels. That's what I'm going to use for all of my trellises. I'm going to standardize it. And the beans, the cucumbers, everybody is going to get T-posts, cattle panels, and just be done with it. I'm not buying anything different. I'm keep it all the same. Trying to keep the stuff the same as much as I can so that I don't have all of these different things that I'm using. Okay, so I think we done with my little garden plan. Y'all see how that all works out. And like I said, this is on my tablet for me to draw with. This is just GoodNotes. The biggest part of everything that I do is, if you haven't heard, it's a software called Zoho. And I use something called Zoho One. And Zoho One is like a business suite of software. And it's got like, I don't know, don't give me the line, but it's got like over 50 apps built into that. So when you pay the subscription, you get all this other stuff. You get something called Books, that's like QuickBooks. You get your mail. You get to have a website. You get to have a selling commerce site. You get to have event booking. You get a platform for all of the marketing, and you get projects. So you know how Microsoft is a suite and you get Word and, Access and all of that. Well, Zoho is a suite like that too. And you get all of that stuff, except Zoho's suite. Microsoft is expensive to get that whole suite if you're not a student. Zoho's is not expensive, and it has all of the business stuff in one. Back when I was setting my business up, I got so frustrated signing into QuickBooks to do one thing. Then I got to sign in over here and over there. And I kept thinking there has to be somebody that has this stuff in one place. So I found Zoho. I've been using them maybe maybe 5 years. And I am just cracking the surface of half of the stuff that's in there because I knew it was some good software and I knew it had everything I needed in one place. So I don't have to use what do you call that? I don't have to use Skype. I don't have to use Zoom. There is a Zoho Meet that's inside of my plan. So my webinar that I'm having next week that everybody's signing up for, it's going to be on that platform and it's already included in my plan. And I get to use, it's a bunch of stuff. If y'all get a chance, take a look at Zoho One and just look at all of the stuff in it. It's got payroll, employee, like the whole onboarding HR. That's what it has. What they have is it's a suite of software for every part of business. So it has an HR, it has campaigns for marketing, each one of those things, and inside of each of those things are all of the little apps that come with it. So if you are somebody, you actually have employees, it has the thing for you to do their payroll. It has the time clock. It's got the stuff where you can like give them their trainings and do all the onboarding. Let me tell you, Zoho got a lot of stuff. I'm not even using the software right at all. Go look at Zoho One, especially if you have a small business. Your top 10% gifter, garden friends. All righty. All right, y'all. I think I done rambled on long enough and I ain't gonna never get this room clean. But thank y'all for distracting me. Grab y'all heart meats and stuff up there. That way y'all don't lose them. Garden Auntie, what you say, girl? Hello, so glad I'm finally got a chance to catch you. Oh, I know I need to really set a schedule, but sometimes I just jump on. I'm going to do better at some point. But like I said, mostly I'm here making community. But anytime you looking for content or looking for something that I might have put out, even if it was a live, I upload my lives to my YouTube channel. It is called Officially Fran. And there's a playlist that says TikTok Live. That's where you'll find my lives re-uploaded. And you can go back through them and listen to them and see them whenever you want to. Okay. Bye, y'all.